support the bid here. Mary Sexton, she wants to talk about economic development, she wants to talk about, we don't want this place to turn into Whitefish. There's, how are we gonna achieve that? I don't want this place to turn into a toxified garbage dump run by Nazis. You know? I mean, maybe we're gonna end up somewhere in between, but the point is we need to do something about it now.
Lonnie? Okay, so I'll pull us back to, I think we were talking about ordinances and compliance, and what I would like to see, again, as also said, is review each one, decide which ones need to be kept, which ones we can be removed, and then make sure it's equal, so that they are like equally for all.
Here's another one that I've seen this happen quite a bit. If you have, I'll just round it off, 2,000 people in Choteau, there'll be a lot of instances where maybe 20 or 30 of those people causing problems. So enforcement isn't really as difficult as everybody thinks it is. And there's one thing that I know about personally, is the cardboard recycling. Most of the people are great with that. But all it takes is 4 or 5 people to say, well, I'm not going to sit in front, I'm just going to throw it all over the ground. And somebody has to spend $30 to $35 for 2 hours of city labor to pick that up. And one thing I would hear is, well, we can't enforce it. How would it be if when you called Keith and said, hey, somebody stole my car? Somebody stole my car. Keith would tell you, well, we can't do anything about that. It's not going to work very well. So that's the example I use.
Ordinances are obviously put there because one person or more needs them. Not everybody needs an ordinance. Some benefit an abundant amount of people, some are there just for the few that abuse it and establish. I think part of the, maybe a way to hear the enforcement part is needs to be appointed. Maybe to the mayor, maybe to the city manager, maybe one certain employee with the city, hear a complaint, that's their new position, they're gonna have to enforce it. I'm really not for ordinances, but like it or not, they're there because some people just have to have it. If it's not written down in the law, then they're gonna do whatever they wanna do, and most people are gonna be complaining about it. I think maybe if we could just find a way to enforce it, where it's costing money, but if one of the city employees is doing it, we're paying them anyway, maybe they're not gonna get a different task done that day, take a couple hours out of the day, work on the ordinance.
Thank you. We all have been sitting here very nicely for an hour and 15 minutes. I think we're going to probably draw this program to a close. Again, our candidates will stick around afterwards, so if you have questions or comments that you want to share with them, you'll be welcome to do that. I'm also going to ask everyone to take at least 3 cookies home, so that those don't come back to my office tomorrow. But right now, I'd like to allow each one of our candidates to give 3 minutes in closing comments. Again, we're going to continue our same rotation. So at this point, Chris, 3 minutes. Thank you very much.
First of all, thank you all for coming tonight. It speaks volumes to the fact that you're here and you're our vested in the community, as are these 6 individuals that are up here. Melanie, thank you for putting this on. To me, it would be an honor to serve Choteau. Choteau is my home. Choteau will continue to be my home regardless of what happens in the outcome of this election. I think the future Choteau is brighter ahead than it is in the past. And it's going to take some pain. It's going to take some sweat. It may take some tears along the way. may take some Band-Aids along the way, but Choteau is going to continue to grow. Choteau will be a bright spot for us, for our community, for our legacy, and for our children. It's just a matter of how we get together as a group to see that that gets done. We all need to be rowing in the same direction. And unfortunately, that's not ever going to happen. If everybody's happy, something's wrong. And I mean, that's definitely something is wrong. Because you always have to have that discourse amongst us to make sure we are doing things properly and that everyone is vested in the situation and what's taking place. So I would thank you for coming. I would appreciate your vote and know that regardless, my door's always open and if I'm home, I'm normally pouring coffee from 9 to 10 at the deli.
We're about ready to step into a renaissance. You know, and this isn't just my imagination. I've seen it. That's a fact. What we love here are our freedoms. All right. I want to maintain those freedoms. I will maintain those freedoms. I'll work with our entire community to maintain those freedoms that we treasure so much. But we have to honestly take a look at what's going on. All right, and it's not about pointing fingers at, you know, anyone that works for the city. It's about recouping our losses with HKM. This is necessary. It is intolerable that we're contaminating the groundwater. It is intolerable that our wastewater treatment facility that was sold to us by HKM as being the panacea is far from the cure for all ills. This is dysfunctional. HKM did not do their due diligence, and we need to hold them accountable. It's not about attacking the city. It's about recouping the city's losses. That's the first step. I'm gonna jump into that head, feet first. Man, I'm flying so fast, and I already have a team of attorneys working on it. Okay, we live in a great community. We can't go on. The way we're going is unsustainable. It's financially unsustainable. Okay, this is really an honor, actually. This is such an honor, actually, speaking before all of you. I just really appreciate it. And thanks so much for listening. And I just think it's so important that we actually, I entirely agree with Chris. We need this public discourse. We need more of this, actually. Okay, the solution, we're always looking for solutions from the outside. I mean, the amount of intellect, the amount of talent, the amount of skill we have in this community, it's unbelievable. I do believe we will find the solutions. So thank you again.
Lonnie? So what I would do is just bring my experience that I do have to the community and be involved, get involved. This is a kind of a low turnout, which is kind of sad to see for our community, but I would say definitely promote growth, promote being involved, getting involved, coming to the meetings, and so that you can learn about what the city of Choteau is doing, so you can give a voice to what you want it to be doing, if it's not doing something that you want. And I just thank everyone for coming, those that did, and thank you, Melanie. That's it.
One thing I would say, if anybody wants to know who I am, how I deal with things, there are a lot of people that know me, a lot of city employees that know me. I won't name their names in case they don't want to fess up to knowing me. But go and ask them how I am. Would you like to see me in that job? I really think that would be the best advertisement for me doing the job. I think that the city provided me with a good living for a long time, and I want to pay it back for it to some degree. And if I didn't think I could benefit everybody, I wouldn't have tried this in the first place. Thank you.
I decided to run for this position thinking I could maybe come to the table, help advise, maybe solve some problems, learn a lot more about process on the way. After sitting here tonight, everybody's kind of come to the table with that conclusion. We all want to help, we want to be a part of the community. It's kind of too bad maybe we haven't been more involved earlier, besides my one council meeting. Just the meeting tonight kind of enlightened me, and it's like, it's like probably the biggest thing I got tonight. I might vote for Charlie.
That's fairly mutual, by the way.
Well, first off, I'd really like to thank Melanie for putting this together. I know it's a lot of hard work for her. I'd like to thank everybody for showing up. I'd love to see some people show up at city council meetings to understand what's going on. And of all these other new people here, everybody's got the idea you're gonna come into office and you're really gonna change things. Well, after your first year, you realize there's some law, some federal, some state, some county law, that common sense doesn't mean a thing to. So you work the best you can, do what you can. I feel I've done that. I've learned a lot in the last 2 years. I've worked with my employees. I try to help them any way possible, same way with the community. Anything that people want to talk to me about, that's fine. If there's one thing I would really like to see done in the town, is people take some pride in the city overall. We've got some places that everybody looks at, and I just love to see people take pride in their property and make it look decent.
All right.
Do I get to go again?
No, sorry, you will stay, and if you have any questions for any of our candidates, they'll stay and answer those questions. I want to thank you all for coming tonight. I know maybe Steve's never been to one of our candidate forums, but I think 41 people here is pretty darn awesome. I've put on forums over the past 29 years where I've had more candidates than audience members. So we exceeded that tonight on a busy night, in a busy month. And I appreciate it. And don't forget to vote.